Inniswell Ministries International presents Midweek Message. Hi, family. Well, family, I want to talk to you. We've been talking about our relationship with God and firming up that relationship. And one of those ways is reading our Bible. So I want to go in a little deeper on reading our Bible. After the first, okay, so I'm a conspiracy theorist, as y'all know. And so I saw something that was like, hey, ho, hey, I saw that in Matthew and in Luke, they did Jesus' genealogy and they didn't match. And I'm thinking, why wouldn't they match? But when you think of genealogy and you think, so like for me, it would be me, my mom and dad, my mom and dad's mom and dad, right? So like after me, so with me there's two, but after that it's four. Right? My mom and dad's mom and dad. Right? So it's my mom and dad and then their mom and dad. So, but for Jesus it's not like that. So it's mom's, right? Mom's sides of the family. And so this is a rabbit hole that I went down. And so I learned that, okay, so, and there's different scholars argue about that. That's another thing that I learned is that the scholars don't agree on anything. You can find a scholar for that on all sides of the thing. You just have to decide for yourself or ask God to give you a revelation about it. And so this is what I got from it. That in Luke's genealogy, it says that Joseph is the son of Heli. Now, Heli is who raised Mary after her parents died. This is the story I got. There's other scholars with other stories, but this is the one I got. And so Heli is brothers or half brothers to Joseph's dad, Jacob. And so Mary and Joseph were actually cousins. And so I think the one with Heli is the one with, I can't remember whether that's Nathan or David. I think that's the genealogy with Nathan. No, it might be. I don't know. But it says Joseph, son of Heli, because that's their mutual uncle and it's son-in-law, but it's nephew, really, right? So it gets like all jumbled up in there. So on the one hand, he's related through David, on the one hand, he's related through Nathan. On the other hand, he's related through Solomon. So Solomon's side is the royal, well, they're both royal, but the true royal line goes through Solomon. So, because he was the king, Nathan wasn't a king. So, that was a rabbit hole, and I went down that thing for days, and I don't even want to get started in, like, yeah. So that's how I am with the Bible now. I'll read something and be like, hey, wait. And there's nothing wrong with questioning. You know, you'd be surprised what you learn. So the rabbit holes I live for them. Also, along with the genealogies, we learn that the Israelites were cousins with a lot of their enemies. So when we go back in the genealogies, Abraham had a gang of kids. And so not Abraham, but Lot. Lot's kids were Ben, Ami, and Moab. And so the Moabites and the Ammonites were their cousins through Lot. So, and once you start realizing that, and I think the Midianites were cousins through Keturah's kids with Abraham, because Keturah had like 5 kids with Abraham. And so once you realize that these places are named for people, then you realize that these people are all kind of related. These people are all kind of kin. And then you realize, hey, this couldn't have been about race, because they all came from the same. So this wasn't a race thing. This was about faith thing. So this was about all those other ones turned away from God. And God never wanted the Israelites to be corrupted by their kinsmen, and even including, Judah and Jerusalem. He didn't want them corrupted, because even the other 10 kingdoms, is it 10? The other 10 tribes, they had gone a whoring after other gods too, as God liked to say, a whoring after other gods too. And so, he was not amused. And so he didn't want the Israelites mixing with any of them, not because they were a different race, because they were all kind of came from the same people. It was because they had different beliefs, and he didn't want the Israelites to be polluted or led astray by everybody surrounding them. But, if you don't read your Bible, you don't realize that everybody's all kind of related. So that was like, oh, ding, ding, ding. That clicked in my head. That was another rabbit hole that I went down. Like looking at who everybody's kids were. And when you look at who's everybody's kids were, then you start looking at place names and you're like, So that's really cool. And it is such a good book. Family, I want you to fall in love with reading. And you don't even have to read it. You can have it read to you. You could be listening to your Bible like it's a podcast every day. And I'll tell you, if you like historical dramas like Game of Thrones and that kind of stuff, the Bible has all that. It has palace intrigue. One guy usurped the throne, killed the king, usurped the throne, went to the palace, and when the army came to get him to usurp the throne from him, he burnt himself up in the palace. Come on now. There's epic battles. Yeah, somebody who held their hands up. Somebody held their hands up and it remained daylight. Was it Moses? No. Who held their hands up? Joshua? Somebody held their hands up and it stayed daylight. And they fought, and as long as it was daylight, they won. And so the sun stayed up. I think that was in Joshua. The Bible is awesome, full of awesome stories. There's palace intrigue. There's sexual immorality. There's... What else is there? Well, the wrath of God, which is no joke. All right. Join us again next time when Innisfil Ministries International presents Midweek Message. Bye.